Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's topic, we'll discuss word problems involving systems of linear equations. So what are the objectives for today's discussion? So at the end of the period, you are able to, number one, recall the different methods of solving systems of linear equations. So ano-ano yung mga methods na yon? Pwede kayong mamili sa graphing, sa substitution and elimination method. Number two, we are going to solve word problems involving systems of linear equations. So here in this video, yung mga problems involving number, digits, investment, age problem, mixture problems, yun yung mga solve natin dito, no? And number three, appreciate the importance of systems of linear equations in real life situations. So first, let's start with the four-step process in problem solving. Actually, ito po ay galing kay George Polya. So step number one is to understand the problem. At this stage, the comprehension of the students, napakahalaga nun, ano? Kasi kung hindi po naintindihan yung problem, so definitely, hindi ka makakapag-proceed dun sa mga next steps. For step number two is devising a plan for finding a solution. So at this stage, so the students must be able to think of a possible strategy para mahanap yung solution. For step number three, we need to carry out the plan. So under carrying out the plan, okay, so dito yung isa-solve na natin, gagamit na ng mga strategies sa pagtuturo. And then for the last step, we are going to look back at the answer. So looking back at the answer is very important kasi yung answer mo dito ay check mo kung may sense or may meaning. So again, yung four-step process ay credited kay George Polya. So George Polya was a Hungarian mathematician. He was a professor of mathematics from 1914 to 1940 at ETH Zurich, and from 1940 to 1953 at Stanford University. So he made fundamental contributions to combinatorics, number theory, numerical analysis, and probability theory. So i-apply natin yung Polya's four steps in problem solving with the following word problems involving systems of linear equations. So for number one, example natin ay number problem. So you may pause our video para mas maintindihan yung ating problem. So the sum of two numbers is 25. The second number is 5 more than the first. Find the numbers. So rewrite lang natin yung ating problem here. So ito yung ating problem. So first mag-represent tayo. So dalawa yung hinahanap natin na numbers. Kaya ang representation natin ay we let x be the first number and we let y be the second number. So yung next na gagawin natin is ifo-formulate natin yung ating equations base doon sa given statements natin. So yung first equation natin will become, ayan, so saan nakuha yung x plus y equals 25? Yung x plus y equals 25, that comes from the first statement. Kasi yung first statement natin, the sum of two numbers is 25. And nirepresent mo na yung dalawang numbers as x and y. Kaya ito yung una natin na equation. Now yung second equation naman natin, that will be obtained using the second statement dun sa problem. Yung second statement natin, the second number is 5 more than the first number. So yung remember na yung second number natin, that is y. Yung first number natin is x. Kaya when we translate that, that is equal to y equals x plus 5. Remember na pagka more than, nagpapalit yung position ng ating addends. So ito yung ating dalawang equations na needed. So after getting the equation, so mamimili na tayo dun sa mga methods of solving systems of linear equations kung alin dun yung most appropriate. So here, it's more appropriate to use substitution, mas madali. So using substitution, copying equation number 1, x plus y equals 25. So itong x plus 5, ipapalit na natin, isa-substitute na natin kay y. So thus we have quantity x plus 5 equals 25. So simplifying x plus x, that will become 2x. So yung 5 na to, pag transpose natin dun sa right, So, magiging 25 minus 5. So, that will be 20. So, from 2x equals 20, divide both sides by 2. So, ano magiging x natin? X is equal to 10. So, yung 10 na to, this is our first number. So, how to get the second number? So, using the equation, the first equation, x plus y equals 25, substitute natin si 10 in place of x. So, that will become 10 plus y equals 25. So, solving for y, so that will be equal to 15. Kasi pag nilipat si 10 dun sa kabila, that will become minus 10. So, y equals 15. So, dito sa problem na to, na-solve na natin yung ating given problem. Kasi kung babalikan mo dun sa representation, yung x yung first number, tapos si y yung second number. So, our answers, the numbers are 10 and 15. So, applying Polya's steps, kailangan check mo kung may sense yung sagot mo. Kasi, ang sagot mo ay 10 and 15. So, tama ba na yung sum ng dalawang numbers na to ay 25? Yes, so tama. Is it also true that the second number, so yung second number natin ay 15, so the second number is 5 more than the first? Okay, so based on that, tama naman, ano, may meaning or may sense yung ating sagot. So, therefore, indeed, the correct answers are 10 and 15. So, meron tayong seat work dito. Paki-pause na lang yung video and paki-try na sagutan nito. Comment nyo na lang din yung, pwede nyo naman din i-comment doon sa may comment section yung inyong mga answers in these problems, no? Next, let's have another example. So, paano naman pagka digit yung problem? So, you may pause the video and try to analyze, no, this problem. So, the sum of the digits of a two-digit number is 11. The new number, when the digits are reversed, is 27 more than the original number. So, find the original number. So, balik tayo doon. Kopyahin natin yung ating problem. So, dito, ang hinahanap natin is the original number. So, ang alam natin dito ay yung nawawalang number ay two-digit number. So, dahil two-digit number, magre-represent ka dito ng units at saka ng tens digit mo. So, for our representation, we let x be the units digit and we let y be the tens digit. So, di ba ganun tayong mag-represent lagi x at y kasi kailangan ma-apply natin yung systems ng linear equations in two or more variables dito sa ating problem. So, recall lang natin, ano, so kung halimbawa, kung meron kang number na 23, so ang units digit mo dyan ay 3, tama? And then, ang tens digit mo dyan ay 2. So, pag in-expand natin to, we can rewrite this, di ba, into 2 times 10 plus 3, right? So, ganun din dito, no? So, nirepresent mo si units at saka si tens digit. So, paano mo i-represent ngayon yung the missing number? So, yung number natin, that will be represented as 10y plus 3. So, bakit 10y plus 3? Kasi nga, si y, ang place value niya ay 10. Kaya yung the number, that is 10y plus yung sagot mo doon kay units digit na x. So, 10y plus x represents our number. So, that expression represents our number. So, how about the digits interchange? Yung digits interchange, pagpapalitin mo syempre, si units at saka si tens. So, ang magiging units mo na dito is y at ang tens digit mo ay x. Kaya yung the number with the digits interchange, ang representation natin ay 10x plus y. So, these are the correct representations of the unknowns in our problem. Next, kunin natin yung mga equation. Okay, yung equation na una is x plus y equals 11. So, bakit x plus y equals 11. Saan ito nanggaling? So, nanggaling to doon sa may first statement. Yung first statement natin, the sum of the digits of a two-digit number is 11. So, ito yon. Kasi, di ba, yung digits ni-represent mo as x at saka y. So, x plus y equals 11. Next na i-represent natin is yung second equation gamit yung second statement. So, yung second statement natin, the new number, so ano po yung new number? Yung new number, si 10x plus y yon. So, this is 10x plus y. So, the new number, when the digits are reversed, is. So, remember, yung is, that means equals. 27 more than the original number. So, yung original number natin dun sa representation natin ay 10y plus x. So, paano natin to itatranslate? Ayan. So, ang translation natin is the new number, which is 10x plus y, is 27 more than the original number. So, this is the new number. This is the original number. Take note na si 20, pagka gumamit tayo ng more than, nababaligtad yung positions ng addends natin. So, ito na yung ating dalawang equations para mahanap natin yung unknowns na x at saka y. The second equation, 10x plus y equals 10y plus x plus 27, pwede natin itong isimplify. So, that can be simplified into 9x minus 9y. So, pagka nilipat natin si x dun sa kabila, tapos nilipat natin si 10y dito sa kabila at sinimplify natin. So, ito yung magiging resulting equation natin. Ito, pwede pa natin itong isimplify by dividing the equation by 9. Ayan. So, ibig sabihin, ang equation man mo is this equation. Ang equation 2 mo is x minus y equals 3. Okay. So, let's copy. So, using elimination, we have x plus y equals 11 and x minus y equals 3. So, pag inad natin to, that will become 2x equals 14. So, from 2x equals 14, divide both sides by 2. So, x now equals 7. So, babalik tayo dun sa ating representation. Ang x mo ay units digit. So, 7 is the units digit. So, kunin naman natin yung tens digit. So, using equation 1, we have x plus y equals 7. So, substitute natin si 7 in place of x. So, that is 7 plus y equals 11. So, solving for y equals 4. So, 4 yung ating tens digit. What is asked in our problem? So, yung nawawala is the original number. So, kung 7 ang units at saka 4 ang tens digit, what is the original number? Yes, so if yung answer mo ay 47, you are correct. The original number is 47. So, ganun pagka digits problem or digit problem yung pinag-uusapan. So, meron tayong sasagutan dito. Pakitry na lang ito for practice. Pwede nyo i-pause yung ating video. So, let's take another example. So, this time, money problem naman. So, pwede nyo i-pause yung ating video para mas maunawaan pang mabuti yung ating problem. So, Norman received his weekly salary in 100 pesos and 50 peso bills. The number of 100 peso bills is 7 more than 3/4 the number of 50 peso bills. If his salary is 4,700 pesos, how many 100 peso bills did he receive? So, ang tinatanong lang dito is, ilang 100 peso bills meron siya? So, alam natin sa problem na to, dalawang klase lang yung denominations ng pera. Isang 50 peso bills at saka 100 peso bills. So, kaya lang, ang tinatanong natin dito is ilan daw yung 100 peso bills. Okay, so copy natin yung ating problem. So, una muna, i-represent natin yung dalawang denominations ng pera. So, dahil yung pera ni Norman dito ay 100 lang at saka 50 peso bills, so we let x be the number of 50 peso bills and we let y be the number of 100 peso bills. Next, kunin natin yung ating equation. So, yung equation natin is y equals 3/4 x plus 7. So, saan ito nanggaling? Nanggaling itong equation na to dito sa second statement natin na the number of 100 peso bills is 7 more than 3/4 the number of 50 peso bills. So, yung the number of 100 peso bills, nirepresent natin yun as y, di ba? Tapos, yung the number of 50 peso bills, ayan, nirepresent natin to as x. Kaya, the number of 100 peso bills, so y, means equals 7 more than 3/4 the number of 50 peso bills. So, ito yung ating equation number 1. Now, paano naman po doon sa may equation number 2? Sa equation number 2, gagamitin natin ito. So, alam natin na ang salary ni Norman ay 4,700 pesos. Remember, itong 4,700 pesos, binubuo lang to ng 100 peso and 50 peso bills. So to do that, so syempre meron akong X number of 50 peso bills. So yung amount na makukuha ko dito will become 50X, tama? And then yung number of 100 peso bills ko ay Y. So I have Y number of 100 peso bills. So pag tinimes ko to, this becomes 100Y. So what will be our second equation? So yung second equation natin will become 50X plus 100Y equals 4,700. So using these equations, pwede na nating masolve yung X at saka yung Y. So anong gagamitin natin? So pwede nating gamitin si substitution. So from 50X plus 100Y equals 4,700, i-substitute natin itong expression na to doon kay Y. So that becomes 50X plus 100 times quantity 3/4 X plus 7 equals 4,700. Then we simplify. So didistribute natin ito. So that will become 50X plus 75X plus 700 equals 4,700. So add lang natin ito and then transpose natin si 700 dun sa kabila. We now have 125X equals 4,700 minus 700. Simplifying this, we now have this. 125X equals 4,000. Dividing both sides of the equation by 125. So ang X natin ay 32. Yung 32 na to class, ito yung 50 peso bills natin doon sa ating problem. So paano mo naman mahahanap si Y? Ano? So si Y, pwede kang gumamit sa kahit alin dito sa equations na to. Okay? But since hindi naman na hinahanap si Y dun sa problem kasi ang tinatanong lang, ilan daw yung 100 peso bills, tapos na tayo dun sa ating problem. So there are 31 100 peso bills in our problem. So pwede nyong i-check yung sagot ninyo, kunin mo yung X, tsaka kunin mo si Y, tapos dapat, pag tinimes mo kay 50 at 100, yung sum nila, yung sum ng mga products nila, dapat ay mag-equal kay 4,700 pesos following Polya's 4-step process. So, check nyo lagi yung sagot nyo kung may sense. Okay, so meron tayong problem dito. Pakitry na sagutan. Next example tayo, we have age problem. So, you may pause our video para mas maintindihan at ma-analyze muna yung ating problem. So, let me read the problem. Mimi is 12 years older than her brother Maki. 4 years from now, Maki will be 2/3 as old as Mimi will be. So, how old are they now? Let us copy the problem. So, ang tinatanong dito ay, how old are they now? Meaning, ang hinahanap ay present age ni Mimi at saka present age ni Maki. So, mag-start tayo sa representation nila. So, we let X be the present age of Mimi. And we let Y be the present age of Maki. Dahil dito sa ating problem, meron tayong time aspect na binigay. Ang binigay dito ay 4 years from now. Okay, so ire-represent muna natin yung ages nila 4 years from now. Kung X ang present age ni Mimi, ibig sabihin, ang age niya 4 years from now will be X plus 4. So pag from now plus, pag ago minus. Kung Y ang present age ni Maki, ang age ni Maki 4 years from now will be Y plus 4. Okay? Now, punta tayo sa mga equations natin. So, yung una nating equation is Y equals Y plus 12. Saan to nanggaling? So, nanggaling to doon sa may first statement natin. Ito yung first statement natin. So, si Mimi, that is X, is, that means equal sign, 12 years older. Okay, 12 years older than her brother Maki. So, si Maki ay Y. Kaya lang, itong older than, so parang more than yan, kaya pagdating dito sa representation natin, nabaligtad. Naging X equals 12, Y plus 12. Okay, yung second equation natin, gagamitin natin yung second statement. So, yung second statement natin, 4 years from now, Maki will be 2/3 as old as Mimi will be. So, si Maki dito, ang tinutukoy dito, dahil may introduction yung statement, ang tinutukoy dito na expression is yung age niya 4 years from now. So, ito ay Y plus 4. Tapos, yung kay Mimi naman dito, this is X plus 4 naman. So, ano magiging equation natin? So, will be, di ba, ay future yun ni is. So, ito yung equal sign. So, ang equation natin doon will be Maki. So, ito si Maki, y plus 4, will be 2/3 as old as Mimi. So, ito yung dalawang equations natin para ma-solve natin si x at saka si y. Clear? Okay, so yung second equation natin, notice may fraction. So, mas maganda na ma-clear natin yung ating fraction dito. So, dapat mawala yung 3. So, pwede tayo mag-times ng 3 sa magkabilang sides ng ating equation. So, that will become 3y plus 12 equals, so makakancel to, tsaka ito. That will become 2x plus 8. And then simplifying this further, magiging, pag nilipat si 2x dun sa left side, magiging negative 2x. Si 3y, ayun pa rin, si 12. Pag nilipat sa right, tapos sinimplify, magiging 8 minus 12, so that is negative 4. So this is your equation 1. This is your equation 2. So by substitution, pwede nating i-substitute na lang kasi nakasolve to. Itong y plus 12, i-substitute mo kay x. So that will become negative 2 times quantity y plus 12 plus 3y. So by distributive property, we have negative 2y minus 24 plus 3y equals negative 4. Simplifying this 2, we have y equals, so dito nilipat na rin si negative 24 dun sa kabila. So we have y equals negative 4 plus 24. So, y equals 20. Note sa representation natin, si y ay present age ni Maki. So, the age of Maki is 20 years old. So, to solve for x naman, okay, let's get x using equation 1, y equals y plus 12. Substitute natin si y, which is 20. So, we have x equals 20 plus 12. Okay, so ang x natin ay 32. And that is the present age of Mimi. So, Mimi is 32 years old while Maki is 20 years old. Now, try to answer the following problems. Now, let's have our next example. So, punta naman tayo sa geometry problems. Pwede rin nating i-apply ang systems of linear equations dito sa geometry problems. So, ito yung ating problem. Pwedeng pakipause para ma-analyze mabuti yung ating problem. So, the width of a rectangular garden is 2 feet longer than 1/2 its length. If the perimeter of the garden is 32 feet, what are the dimensions of the garden? So, copy natin yung ating problem here. Okay, so ang tinatanong dito sa problem, dimensions. Pag sinabing dimensions, collective term yon sa length at saka width. So, ibig sabihin, ang nawawala, length at saka width. So, mag-start tayo mag-represent. We let x be the width and we let y be the length. For our equation, okay, yung una nating equation is x equals 1/2 y plus 2. So, saan to galing? Galing ito dun sa ating unang statement. So, yung unang statement natin, the width of the rectangular garden is 2 feet longer than 1/2 its length. So, yung width natin is x, yung length natin ay y. Kaya, x, so yung is, that is equal sign. So, x is 2 feet longer. So, 2 feet longer na baligtad. 1/2 its length. So, 1/2 its length. So, that will become 1/2 y. Kaya, ito yung naging translation natin ng unang statement. Okay? For the second statement, or the second equation, so, naging 2x plus 2y equals 32. So, saan to nanggaling? Nanggaling to class doon sa may second statement. Ang perimeter ng garden ay 32. So, paano naging 2x plus 2y? So, kasi 'di ba pag ni-recall natin, yung perimeter area ng rectangle is 2L plus 2W is equal to the perimeter. Kaya, yung L natin is x, yung W natin ay, ang length natin ay y, ang width natin ay x. Kaya siya naging 2x plus 2y equals 32. So, galing dun sa may formula nung perimeter ng rectangle. So, eto na yung dalawang equations natin. Clear? So, dito anong method ang pwede natin gamitin? I think mas maganda si substitution method. So, by substitution, so yung equation 2 natin, itong value ni equation 1, isa-substitute natin kay x. So, that will become, ayan, so magiging 2 times quantity 1/2 y plus 2 plus 2y equals 32. And then distribute natin itong 2 dun sa ating expression. So that will become, ito po yung kasunod niya. Ayan. So that will become, so 2 times 1 half y is y, 2 times 2 is 4. And then simplifying this, we have 3y equals 32 minus 4. And then 32 minus 4 is 28. So 3y equals 28. So ang y natin ay 28 over 3. So dito okay lang na maging ang sagot mo ay fraction or decimal kasi nga measurement ito. Pero pag under ka ng digit problem, medyo parang mali, no? Pag ginamitan mo ng Polya's step, parang walang meaning yung sagot mo pagka integer problem o kaya digit problem yung pinag-uusapan. But here, realistically, tama naman kasi accepted yung fraction o decimal. Ang bawal lang dito is yung negative. Pagka negative yung sagot mo, syempre, common sense will tell us na hindi pa pwede na magkaroon ka ng negative measurement. So, na-solve na natin si y, solve naman natin si x. So, using equation 1, x equals 1 half y plus 2. Substitute natin si y, which is 28 over 3. And then simplify. So, that will become x equals, so dito makakancel, So, ito magiging 1, ito magiging 14. Kaya 14 times 1 is 14, 1 times 3 is 3. And then here, so si 2 pwede nating palitan to ng 6 over 3. And then add them, so we have 20 over 3 as the width. So therefore, ang dimensions ng ating garden ay 20 over 3 feet by 28 over 3 feet. So these are the dimensions of our rectangular garden. So try to answer the activity mamaya doon sa kasunod nito. But before that, let's have example or problem number 2 under geometry problems. So dito naman mga complementary at supplementary yung pinag-uusapan, Pero dito complementary lang ata yung nakalagay. So let me read the problem. Two angles are complementary. So the smaller angle is 15 degrees less than 1/2 the measure of the larger angle. So what are the measures of the angles? Ayan, so kopyahin natin yung problem. Dalawa yung hinahanap natin sa problem. Measures nung dalawang angles. Ano yung dalawang angles na yon? The given angle and ano po yung isa? Its complement. Ayun. So we represent them. We let x be the measure of the given angle. So dito dahil gumamit din ng word na smaller at larger angle, so we can denote na yung x, which is the measure of the given angle, as the smaller angle. And then we let y be the complement of the angle. And let us take note that y is the larger angle between the two. Okay. So ano yung magiging equation natin dito? Okay, yung unang equation natin is x plus y equals 90. Saan po nakuha yung 90? So galing yung equation na yan doon sa statement 1 natin. So two angles are complementary. 'Di ba? Sa pag ni-recall natin, when we say complementary angles, these are angles na ang sum nila ay 90 degrees. Kaya, if two angles are complementary and we represent the missing angles as x and y, yung magiging equation natin dito will become x plus y equals 90. Get that? Punta tayo sa pangalawang equation natin. So, yung pangalawang equation natin is x equals 1/2 y minus 15. So, saan to galing? Galing to doon sa ating second statement. So, the smaller angle is 15 degrees less than 1/2 the measure of the larger angle. Yung smaller angle natin is x, tapos yung larger angle natin is y. So pag translate natin to, the smaller angle is, so that is equal sign, is 15 degrees less than. So pag gumamit ka ng phrase na less than, nababaligtad. Kaya yung 15 napunta doon sa dulo. So 15 less than, so yung 1/2 the measure of the larger angle, that is 1/2 y. So therefore, ito yung dalawang equations that represent our problem. So pwedeng gamitan natin ng substitution para ma-solve natin si x at y. So yung value ni x naka-solve na, isa-substitute natin doon sa kay equation 1. So that will become 1/2 y minus 15 plus y equals 90. So simplifying this, so 1/2 y plus y, that is equal to 3/2 y. And then si negative 15 nilipat doon sa right, naging positive 15. We have 3/2 y equals 105. So para ma-solve natin si y, ita-times natin sa 2/3 yung magkabilang side ng ating equation. So cancel na to tsaka ito. So y equals 105 times 2/3. So multiplying this, we have 70 as the value of y. So ano ba yung y natin? Yung y natin, that is the larger angle, di ba? Dun sa ating representation. So 70 degrees yung larger angle. So to solve for the smaller angle, which is actually the given angle, so substitute mo lang. Okay, so x now equals 90 minus 70, so x equals 20. So the smaller angle measures 20 degrees. Therefore, the angles measure 70 degrees and 20 degrees. Clear? So meron tayong problem dito, pakitry. Alright, next punta tayo sa wind and current problems naman. So sa wind and current problems, kailangan alam natin yung mga phrases na ginagamit. Pagka against, minus yon. Pero pagka with the wind or with the current, plus yon. So paki-analyze yung ating problem. So into a headwind, the plane flew 2,000 miles in 5 hours. With a tailwind, the return trip took 4 hours. Find the speed of the plane in still air. Ibig sabihin ng still air, yung speed ng plane ng walang hangin, ano? So we need to find the speed of the plane in still air and the speed of the wind. So kopyahin natin yung ating problem. So dalawa yung hinahanap in the problem. The speed of the plane in still air and the speed of the wind. So doon ka mag-start mag-represent kung ano yung hinahanap. So we let x be the speed of the plane in still air. And we let y be the speed of the plane in the speed of the wind. Ayan. So dito sa problems na to, gagawa ka ng table. Kasi dito involve ang rate, time at saka ng distance. So gagawa ka ng table, naka-indicate yung rate. Ayan. So naka-indicate yung rate, then naka-indicate yung time at saka yung distance. Remember na ang formula natin dito ay rate times time equals distance. Okay, mag-create ka ng rows. So, dalawa yung cases, headwind. Pag sinabing headwind, that is against the wind. And then, the second case naman is tailwind. Pag sinabi naman na tailwind, that is traveling or going with the wind. Ayan. So, babalik tayo dito. So, pagka against the wind, syempre, kakontra niya yung hangin, di ba? Kaya yung magiging rate niya, so kung x yung speed ng plane, tapos y yung speed ng wind, dito sa case na to, ang rate will become x minus y. So, bakit x minus 1? Kasi, minus y. Kasi nga, magkasalubong sila. So, ibig sabihin, yung speed ng wind, nakakahadlang dun sa may speed ng plane. Di ba? So, kaya x minus y. So, pagka against, minus yan. Pag tailwind naman, ano ang representation ng ating rate? So, yung magiging rate natin will become x plus y. Kasi nga, pag traveling with the wind, yung speed ng wind nakakatulong pa. Kaya, ang expression natin doon will become x plus y. Okay, so saan ang galing yung 5 and 4? Dito sa may third column natin doon sa time. So, galing ito doon sa ating problem. Kasi dito sa problem, into a headwind, the plane flew 2,000 miles in 5 hours. So, ang travel, pag traveling against the wind, 5. Okay, with the tailwind, the return trip took 4 hours. So, dahil 4 hours, lalagay mo dito 4. So, of course, common sense, di ba? Yung against the wind, mas mabagal siya doon. Kaya mas matagal syempre yung time of travel niya. And then with yung sa tailwind, with the wind, mas mabilis siya doon. Kaya mas less yung kanyang time of travel. Yung distance na na-travel nila ay back and forth, di ba? So kasi dito ang nakalagay 2,000 miles. Kaya yung distance mo dito 2,000 at saka 2,000. So ingat lang tayo dito, kailangan consistent ka dun sa mga units. So kung miles, dapat miles din lahat. Kung hours, dapat express lahat in hours bago tayo mag-create ng ating table. Okay. So now, recall natin yung distance formula. So, kasi yung distance formula, yun ang basis mo para makapag-create ka ng equations dito sa ating problem. Remember that rate times time equals distance. Kaya yung rate ng headwind is x minus y times yung time na 5 tapos yung distance. So, yung una nating equation will become 5 times quantity x minus y equals 2,000. So, galing to doon sa may row po na to. For the next row, so ganun pa rin, rate times time is equal to the distance. So, that will become x plus y times yung 4 equals 2,000. So, magiging 4 times quantity x plus y equals 2,000. So, ito galing to dun sa may column na to. So, ito na yung dalawang equations natin para ma-solve natin yung system of linear equations. So, simplify natin by distributive property. Ayan, so, distribute natin. That will become 5x minus 5y equals 2,000 and 4x plus 4y equals 2,000. So, obviously, ito ang maganda sigurong gamitin ay elimination method. So, using elimination method, so kailangan makakuha tayo dito ng negative 20 at saka positive 20. So, to do that, i-times natin ng 4 at 5, yung first equation at saka second equation. So, distributing this, ayan, so distribute natin to doon sa ating equation, that will become 20x minus 20y equals 8,000 and we have 20x plus 20y equals 1,000. So, pag in-add natin to, that will become 40x equals 18,000. So, dividing both sides by 40, ang x natin ay 450. Remember, yung 450 na to ay ano siya? Okay, that is the speed of the plane in still air. So, solve natin yung y using equation 1 by substitution. So, 5 times 450 minus 5y equals 2,000. So, simplifying this, naging ganito. So, negative 5y equals negative 250. Dividing both sides by negative 4. So, y natin ay 50. So, y natin ay 50. So, yung y na to ay speed ng wind natin. So, y equals 50. So, the speed of the plane is 450 miles per hour. And the speed of the wind is 50 miles per hour. So, meron tayong problem dito. Pakitry na lang na sagutan. Next, let's have investment problem. So, sa investment naman, parang ano rin to, parang yung sa interest problem. So, remember na ang interest formula natin, simple interest ay I equals, or interest equals principal times rate times time. So, that's I equals P principal times rate times time. Yung time dito dapat ay naka-express in years. So, tatandaan tong formula. So, a businesswoman had 180,000 pesos to invest. She invested some of it in a bank certificate that paid 13% annual simple interest and the rest is in another certificate that paid 14% annual simple interest. At the end of 1 year, the combined income from these investments was 23,950 pesos. So, how much did she originally invest at 13% interest? Okay, so copy natin yung problem. So, alam natin nag-invest siya, Yung total na pera niya ay 180,000. So, merong part or portion ng 180,000 na ininvest niya sa 13%. Tapos, meron din siyang ininvest sa 14% annual simple interest. So, doon tayo magi-start ng representation. So, we let X be the amount in pesos invested at 13% annual simple interest. We let Y be the amount in pesos invested at 14% annual simple interest. Ayan. Okay, for our equation, yung una nating equation ay x plus y equals 180,000. So, saan to galing? Okay, galing to class doon sa may first sentence natin. So, di ba meron siyang 180,000 na ininvest niya sa dalawang magkaibang percent, Dalawang magkaibang percent. Isa sa 13% at saka 14%. Kaya yung equation 1 natin will become x plus y equals 180,000. Now, for the second equation natin, ayan, saan po galing itong equation na to? So, saan to galing? So, galing to doon sa, doon sa may formula ng interest. So, remember na ang interest equals principal times rate times time. Okay? Okay, so, ang sabi dito, so, meron siyang principal na x, ininvest siya sa 13%. So, ibig sabihin, this is equivalent to this is 0.13 or 0.13. So, ita-times mo to. Annual simple interest, so understood dito na 1 yung ating rate, yung time. Kaya x times the interest, so ang interest mo dito times 1, so ang interest mo dito ay 0.13x. Clear? Sa pangalawa naman, ganun pa rin, I equals PRT. Kaya y times, so ang equivalent nito ay 0.14. So y times 0.14 times 1, kasi 1 yung time natin. So this is equivalent to 0.14x. Ito yung interest mo dun sa una, ito yung interest. Okay, so following this, so ang sabi dito sa statement, so at the end of 1 year, the combined income, okay, so meron tayong income na nangyari, the combined income is 23,950 pesos. So yung income dito, which is 0.13x plus yung income dito, kaya siya naging ganito, no? So maging 0.14x plus, kasi combined means plus. Combined income, so 0.13x plus 0.14y equals 23,950. So this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Dito, pagka merong decimal, mas maganda na i-times mo siya sa 100 or i-move mo na lang yung decimal points ng 2 beses to the right dito sa mga numbers dun sa equation 2. So pwede nating i-simplify yan as 13x plus 14y equals 2,395,000. So magdadagdag ka ng 0 dito kasi move mo yung decimal. O ayaw mo naman nun, times 100 ka dun sa may equation. So this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Okay, so we can use elimination para ma-solve si x at y. So using elimination, so nag-times ako dito ng nag-times ako dito ng negative 14 sa equation 1 para maging ganito siya. So, add na natin. So, negative 14x plus 13x, that is negative x. So, ito cancel. So, this number plus this number, so that is negative 125,000. So, solving for x, so ang x natin ay 125,000. So, using equation 1, x plus y equals 180,000. So, solve natin si y. So, sinubstitute yung value ng x. Ang y natin ay 55,000. So, ibig sabihin, so dahil ito ang unit ay pesos, so this means that 125,000 pesos is the amount invested at 13% annual simple interest, while 55,000 pesos is the amount invested at 14% annual simple interest. So, meron tayong problem dito, pwede nyong sagutan for practice. Okay, last, we have mixture problems naman. So, for mixture problems naman, ang importanteng formula natin dito is A. We have A is equal to V times P. So, A means the amount of substance, no? So, the amount of substance is equal to the volume times the percent of concentration. So, this is our formula. So, let me read the problem. A scientist will make 50 ml of 75% acid solution by mixing 60% solution and 80% solution. So, how much of each solution should he use? So, copy natin yung ating problem. So, ito yung problem natin kanina. So, dalawa yung paghahaluin mo dito sa ating problem. Isang 60% solution, at saka isang 80% solution. So, doon ka magi-start ng representation mo. So, we let x be the amount. So, yun yung volume niya, x, no, in ml. So, we let x be the amount in ml of 60% acid solution. We let y be the amount in ml of 80% acid solution. So, dito sa mga problems na to, mas maganda na i-drawing mo siya. So, i-drawing mo yung paghahaluin, tsaka i-drawing mo yung pinaka resulting mixture. So, ganito po yung magiging itsura natin. So, remember that the amount of substance Okay, the amount of substance is equal to the volume times the percent of concentration. Ibig sabihin, kung ito ang volume niya X, tapos yung percent of concentration niya ay 60%, so pag tinimes natin yan, that will become, ayan, so ito siya, magiging 0.60x to. Dito naman, magiging y times 0.80, that will become 0.80y. Tama? Okay, kaya dito sa ating problem, so yung 60%, ito yung percent ng concentration niya, yung x naman yung volume. Tapos 80%, ito yung percent of concentration niya, yung y yung volume. Tapos ito yung pinaka-product base doon sa ating problem. Kasi dito sa problem, yung scientist daw ay magme-make ng 50 ml of 70% acid solution. Paghahaluin niya yung 60% solution na hindi pa natin alam ang volume at saka 80% solution na hindi pa natin alam ang volume, which is represented by y. Clear? Okay. So ano yung magiging equation natin dito? Yung una nating equation is x plus y equals 50. So saan po nakuha yung x plus y equals 50? Kasi if you have understand the problem, di ba? 50 ml yung product. Diba? So, ibig sabihin, volume 1 plus volume 2 equals 50. Kaya x plus y equals 50. Yung second equation, saan naman po manggagaling? Yung second equation, manggagaling doon gamit yung ating formula na amount of substance equals volume times percent of concentration. So, yung amount of substance dito, that is 0.60x. Plus, yung amount of substance dito will be 0.80y. Tapos ito ita-times din. Kasi nga, sinunod natin yung formula na A equals V times P. So, ito si equation 1, ito si equation 2 natin. Para ma-solve natin ngayon si X at saka si Y. So, para ma-eliminate yung ating mga decimals, okay, pwede nating i-move yung ating decimal point ng 2 beses dito. Ayan. So, we now have this. So, that's 75 times 50, that's 3,750. So, this is equation 1. Okay, this is equation 2. Okay, using elimination method. Okay, so we have x plus y equals 50, tsaka 60x plus 80y equals 3,750. So, pwede natin i-times yung equation 1 natin. So, medyo nabura lang dito, ano, yung ating equation 1. So, burahin natin tong part na to. Ayan, para kita. Okay, so using equation 1, so nag-times tayo dito ng negative 80. So dahil nag-times tayo ng negative 80 dito, magiging ang equation 1 natin ay negative 80x minus 80y equals negative 4,000. So adding these two equations, meron tayong negative 20x equals negative 250. So, solving for x, divide both sides of the equation by negative 20. So, ang x natin ay 25 over 2. So, ito yung equation 1 natin, ano? Value ng x natin rather. So, para mahanap natin si y naman, so using equation 1, substitute natin yung value ng x. Ayan, so we have 25 over 2 plus y equals 50. So, ang y natin ay 50 minus 25 over 2. So, ang y natin ay 75 over 2. So, therefore, 25 over 2 ml of 60% acid solution and 75 over 2 ml of 80% acid solution ang pagmimix natin para makapag-produce tayo ng ating product na 50 ml. That is, okay? That is 75% acid solution. So ganun mag-solve ng mixture problem. Now we have the last example bago ko i-end yung ating video, ano. So in a chemistry class, 6 liters of a 12% salt solution must be mixed with a 20% to get a 14% solution. So how many liters of the 20% solution are needed? So dalawa yung ating dito, no, paghahaluin. So isang 6 liters na 12% salt solution at saka isang 20% na hindi pa natin alam ang volume. Ang product niya ay 14% solution. So dahil ito yung missing, doon tayo magre-represent. So we let X be the amount in liters of 20% salt solution. we let y be the amount in liters of 14% acid solution. Okay? Nakakaintindihan? So, bakit hindi natin to ni-represent? Kasi nga, ito nga, yung one of the components ng ating mixture ay kumpleto na. Kaya nag-represent tayo dito. Ito, hindi natin alam eh. Kaya ito yung ginawang x. Tapos ito yung ginawang y. So, yung diagram natin will be this. So, yung 14%, tapos, di ba yung 14% solution, yun yung ano niya, yun yung resulting mixture niya. Tapos, ang paghahaluin, 6 liters na 12% at saka 20% na hindi pa natin alam. Kaya nag-represent tayo ng x. So, for the equation, ang equation natin na una ay 6 plus y is equal to, 6 plus x equals y. So, saan po galing yun? Dito, no? So, 6 plus x equals y. Kuha? For the second equation, ita-times natin to, no? So, ito times 6 liters, so that is equal to 0.12 times 6. 20% times x, that's equal to 0.20 times x. Then, ito times ito, that's equal to 0.14y. So, this is equation 1, and this is equation 2. So, pag minove natin yung mga decimal points, magiging ano na siya, no? Magiging, ito na yung equation 1 mo, ito na yung equation 2 mo. So, sa equation 1, isinolve lang siya in terms of y, in terms of x. Sinolve si y in terms of x. Okay, so, equivalent lang po ito. By substitution, so, itong x plus 6, sinubstitute kay y. Ayun. So, magiging 72 plus 20x equals 14 times x plus 6. So, dinistribute ito, magiging, ayan, 72 plus 20x equals 14x plus 84. So, simplifying the equation, we now have 6x equals 12. Solving for x equals 2. Okay, so using equation 1, pwede nating masolve si y naman. So, 6 plus 2 equals y. So, 8 equals y or y equals 8. Ayan. So, na-solve na natin yung nawawala. So, ang tinatanong dito sa problem, how many liters daw ng 20% solution? So, ano lang yung hinahanap? Ang hinahanap lang ay value ni x. Tama. So, therefore, our answer is 2 liters of 20% salt solution. That is our final answer. So, for the last activity, pakitry na sagutan to. Okay? Pakipause na lang yung ating video and try to answer this. Do your best. Ayan. So, that ends our discussion. Goodbye, class.